Did Crowder respond to the not gay Jared stuff? Or is this just a compilation of the, this looks like the wife, the Jared thing. So is Crowder going to address the Jared thing? Let's see. Is this, let's take a look.
It was from 5 years ago, so that part aged very well.
I'm afraid, frankly, he used to have a bad temper. I'm afraid of it coming back. I'm afraid of Mr. Hyde rearing his ugly bisexual head. That was a short phase.
Sam Hyde.
No, I'm afraid of getting angry, afraid of being too emotional, afraid of being obsessive. Because of that, I'm afraid of alienating friends, family, people who I care about most. Something I think about a lot. Sometimes with a lot of pressure, sometimes with a lot of compression comes hypervolatility emotionally, and I'm afraid of pushing people.
Dude, this guy is a too winely tied up powder keg. I mean, I'm combining sayings there. I'm really sorry. He's wound way too fucking tight. And now he's got this divorce and the not gay Jared thing, and he's had people leaving him for a long time, and I guess Rumble must be doing pretty well for him. But, like, he's wound way too tight, Steven Crowder. This guy, when this guy explodes, and maybe he did, maybe that's the divorce and all this other shit. Maybe he did have his breakdown. But when this guy breaks, it's going to be nasty because this guy is so tense and so high. I'm afraid of this guy coming out, and he's this guy, and he's bisexual, and it's just a phase. I'm joking. I do, by the way, think Crowder is probably gay. He's a really Christian dude. And a lot of those really Christian dudes, they like to do the thing where they overcompensate their Christianity and they're really godly, but they're suppressing a lot of shit. I think Crowder's been suppressing a lot of gay shit for a long time. Why do you think he dresses up as women and does all the trans shit and like kisses people and, he's gay. He's probably gay. And people probably start to try to figure out that he's gay. And then you got people like Jared, like multiple people have left Crowder and they've insinuated that he does really dirty, weird, potentially gay shit to people. And that he's just an angry lunatic. It would make sense because if you don't get to be who you want to be, it does make you angry. Dark Fox says he was saying that gay Jared and Crowder ex-wife were trying to extort him. Oh, he did it. So Crowder did talk about it today. Oh, man, I hate to quote Forrest Gump again, but I think I might like to see that. Let's see. Steven. Oh, he's not on. That's right. He's a Rumble exclusive. Steven Crowder sues Jared Monroe for extortion scheme with ex-wife Hillary to take Steven's kids away. Here's what you do. Oh, we have a Louder with Crowder. Here's what you don't know. Streamed 9 minutes ago.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
A week ago. Discuss were.
Oh shit! He's got his boy in there. We don't even have Crowder on this one. This is Gerald. This is his producer guy. Ooh, this is serious. So I'm guessing Crowder can't talk about Jared.
What you would expect in any Louder with Crowder show. Talking about some news, make some jokes, maybe poorly. But unfortunately, that's no longer the case today. Well before any video that was released, we were going to do this show this way. I'll get to why Steven's not here in just a minute, but it was planned from a week ago.
I don't believe you. Shout out Mersh on that one. That's a Mersh thing, the Jesse Ventura. I don't believe you. You're obfuscating the truth, Crowder, and I'm going to get to the bottom of it. If I got to go underwater. No, I call bullshit. He did not have today. Really? Yeah, Steven was going to do Monday and Tuesday and just take a weird Wednesday off and then do Thursday. You know, how people always do. We know you don't have to take your kids to the doctor.
From yesterday. I just want to say off the top that none of this had to happen.
Right. You guys could have just let the guy leave his job, go get work somewhere else and not make him sign an NDA that lasts forever. 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 God, I fucking hate these guys. I hate these Crowder people. And if they're going to be close to Steven, they've got to be brainwashed, or they've got to be as big of a lunatic as he is. Oh, this is going to piss me off. I'll get Frank the Crusader in here at some point. I know we're coming close to overtime. Thank you guys for all your support today. But all these guys have to be like Crowder, where they're fucking sociopaths. None of this had to happen. You're not the victim, cunt face. Jared Monroe, look, I said it yesterday on the show. Jared made a shitty fucking deal that he never should have made. But at the same time, fucking Crowder makes these guys sign NDAs, or he'll make your life a living hell legally. You're not going to talk about anything that went on here, probably because some of it was gay and very would not be looked nicely upon by his beautiful, lovely Christian conservative viewers. And he doesn't want people talking shit about him after he leaves. Now, I guess Landau didn't have to sign this NDA. I think the Blaze contract just ran out and he didn't join Steven over on Rumble. But Steven tried to fuck him over too. He has a pattern of behaving this way. And then this Gerald guy goes, none of this had to happen. You're right, Gerald. None of this had to happen. Your dipshit boss just has to stop being an egomaniac, and that's coming from me. And when people want to leave, he has to just let them go. You understand that if people want to leave and you just let them go, give their 2 weeks, so on and so forth, they're probably less likely to want to trash you. Meanwhile, if you go and you fight them and break them down and take their money, they keep that shit in the back of their head and they go, someday I'm going to make this motherfucker pay for what he's done to me.
None of it. Didn't have to be this way at all. We didn't choose this. It was
Yes, you did. You've been suing this poor fuck since he quit. You got him fired from one of his jobs. You've been enforcing this NDAA or this NDA. I keep doing the NDAA thing, that piece of shit bill. You keep looking, you keep seeing if he's talking to any of his friends about you. You want his cell phone records. You want him in depositions. You've been doing this shit, Gerald. Stop lying to people. I don't mind not liking broadcasters. I don't like when they fucking lie. Like Melton, he lies, but he's silly and nobody knows who he is. So that's, and all his fans are just people, my fans anyway. So that's not, he's not talking to anybody. He's talking to me. But when you got a big audience like Crowder and you're not fucking honest with people, it really pisses me off. Because Jared laid this shit out, and I understand that there's both sides to these stories, but the side Jared laid out has been corroborated by many other former employees.
chosen for us. In fact, as I'll tell you in just a few minutes, we went to great lengths to give people the ability to do the right thing.
Wow. Which is sit down, shut the fuck up, and honor the NDA that we wrote for you.
To honor their agreements and to do what they said they were going to do.
You know that thing we fucking strong-armed them into, or we were going to put them in court for fucking years? Yeah. All they had to do was abide by, all they had to do was be our bitch forever. And all this would have been fine. These guys are the fucking mafia, man. This Gerald, look at this steely-eyed psychopath. Look at this guy. Look at his eyes. This guy's a fucking problem. He doesn't feel anything. That is all lights and clockwork in there. This Gerald wine drinker, who's it's whatever. Crowder has the same thing, just those beady little eyes that feel nothing but, am I convincing you? Am I convincing you? Am I convincing you? Am I convincing you? They're fucking hypnotists.
Unfortunately, they chose a different path. For the last year and a half, everything you've seen in the public eye has been part of a well-orchestrated plan.
You motherfucker. Are you serious? Everything you've seen over the last year, guys, it's all a plan and a plot to get to us. Dude, this is narcissist behavior. This is stereotypical. This is fucking clinical right here, Gerald. Dude, there's sticking up for your boss, which I get. And then there's being a sociopath yourself. And I believe that this could be case A in a trial. Oh my God, everything you've seen the last year. Really? You recorded the phone calls with the Daily Wire, you fucking cunt. You guys did that. They didn't do that as part of some smear campaign. You tried to fuck them over, and it made you look like shit. Nobody did that to you. The shit with your wife, that was on ring cams that you set up. Don't sit here and go, it's all a plan to come at. They're coming to get us at Louder with Crowder. We're gonna increase the price of mugs by $2. Buy it to support our free speech. The camera was at Stephen's home. He recorded himself on the video. He recorded himself with the Daily Wire. He makes these people sign these NDAs. He had a choice to just let them go. He didn't want to because he does fucked up shit to these people. He does shit that traumatizes these people. He's a bad guy, Gerald, and you don't have to lie for him. He's a bad guy. And you people sit there and you stare right into the camera and you fucking lie. You're not at the right hand of the devil, Gerald. You're part of him. This is on you too. This is like Mikey McD vouching for Worm and Rounders. Oh yeah, Crowder, this is all part of a plan against him? Then it's on you too. I hate this guy.
What is that plan? To assimilate damaging PR assets and wage a negative publicity campaign against Stephen.
Bro, everybody who has fucked with you is a conservative. Liberals have left you alone on this deal. The guy in Texas who wrote the article with the video in it for your divorce, he's a Republican. The Daily Wire shit, they're conservative. The Blaze, they're conservative. Everyone you fucked with who's fucked you back is a Republican, dude. This is not some lefty scheme to destroy Stephen. This is Stephen stepping in shit and not knowing how to get himself out of it.
I'll show you the quotes. I'll show you the text messages. I'll show you everything. All of the stuff that we did not talk about because we were giving people the opportunity to do the right thing. Taking the hits, taking the hit pieces, dealing with all of it to give people the opportunity to do the right thing. They chose not to. I wonder why Jared decided to release his video yesterday.
Because you've driven him into the poorhouse where he's tens of thousands of dollars in debt because he keeps having to fight you cocksuckers in court. You're the ones who keep bringing him there. He gets a job. You send him a cease and desist. He texts with somebody. You want to see his cell phone and bring him in for a deposition. You do this.
Just for some backstory, there had been no communication between our attorneys for a couple of weeks. So there was no impetus for it.
A couple of weeks? He's been gone for 5 years, you fucking lunatic. Jesus Christ, these people. He's been gone for like hasn't he been gone since 2019? He's been gone for half a decade. Our attorneys haven't had contact with Jared for 2 weeks. Leave him the fuck alone. This guy thinks that's okay. I think I might hate this guy more than Crowder because at least Crowder's got millions of dollars on the line. So I can understand why he would manipulate people. What's this Gerald guy probably make? 150 tops? Dude, your soul is worth more than that, brother.
Document compelling him to give a deposition had already expired on March 15th. So when he released his video yesterday, he asked you to contribute money for a lawsuit that did not exist, unless he's had a lawsuit that he would like to file, which...
That's what he said he's going to do. He's going to file to let the NDA expire. He said that in the video. He didn't watch. I guarantee he didn't watch. You know what it is? They're already feeling guilty about something. So they're front lashing without seeing the video. Because if you watch the video, you know Jared said this money is for my motion that I'm going to file to get my free speech rights back.
He indicated maybe that was the case. We had not sued Jared. We simply asked Jared to knock it off. I'll get into the timeline of that.
Knock what off? Texting with his friends? I get an NDA where you don't go out in public and give interviews about what a piece of shit Crowder is, which has got to be difficult. But texting with his friends about what a dick Crowder is?
But Tuesday, March 26th was the day that he chose to release his video. I wonder if it had anything to do with Wednesday, March 27th being the 5th day of mediation between Stephen and Hillary.
Oh, fuck you, dude. Fuck you forever. Guys, I'm sorry. I'll give you Frank the Crusader tonight on the evening. I'm really sorry. I'm worked up about this. Dude, you are a piece of shit. The 5th day of mediation? What's the glory about the 5th day of mediation? Is that the toughest day? Or did you just pull that out of your asshole, you fucking troglodyte? You fucking Eichmann. You Himmler, you fucking henchman, you yes man, you Durnitz, you Goering, you fucking pig. Maybe it's, dude, he's doing every manipulation tactic in the book. You know you're not crazy. You know what you saw in Jared's thing. And by the way, with the Jared Monroe thing, I was even willing to say, dude, you signed the thing. You shouldn't have signed it. It was a dumb shit move on your part. But now watching this guy, I'm going, I'm going to give another $20 to Jared Monroe, freejaredmonroe.com, which is his GoFundMe for his legal shit. Because fuck these guys. They need to be stopped. This guy's evil. Crowder's worse. I wonder if it had anything to do with it being the 5th day of mediation. You know what's fucked up? They can say his name. You notice that? They get to say Jared. They get to say things directly about him, but does he get to say shit about them? Nope. He has to say my former employer, which could be anybody. I mean, we know who it is because he said they're a piece of shit, and we know which one of his former employers is a piece of shit. So this is an admission of guilt that this Gerald guy is doing anyway. By going, we know Jared's talking about us. Oh, because you're the pieces of shit. I understand. 5th day of mediation. What if he would have done it on the 2nd day of mediation? What if he would have done it on the 19th day of mediation? Oh, but it was the 5th day. Wow, checkmate. And by the way, Hillary Crowder doesn't need any more ammunition to prove that her husband's an abusive cunt to everyone around him. That video is enough. You fucking cum-swallowing piece of shit.
Why release it the day before mediation? Mediation's a great opportunity for people to come together and resolve their differences peacefully. This is
especially if you don't want it to go to trial and have everything be public because people will find out what a fucking terrible husband you are. Right, Gerald? Right? That's why you go to mediation during divorce, so you don't have to go public and embarrass people.
5th day. If you want to do some research on how many days it normally goes on during divorces, you can. It's not 5. Here's the timeline. On October 27th, 2023, we filed our original Rule 202 petition that Jared mentioned. Rule 202 petition is basically saying, hey, we're serious. Please knock it off and tell us how far this went.
They don't even know what he's been saying. So these paranoid cunts filed a thing because they're paranoid. That's like subpoenaing your mailman because you're paranoid your wife's fucking him. You have no evidence. You have no idea. Jared, knock it off. I want to see your cell phone. Are you texting your friends about Crowder? Dude, let him go. Let him go.
On October 30th, we sent a cease and desist. At that time, October 30th, 2023, all Jared had to do was respond in writing saying that he was going to knock off what he was doing. He was going to stop violating his agreement that he voluntarily entered into. He chose not to.
Do you want to tell us what he was doing? Maybe that would help us believe you, because right now I don't believe a word you're telling me.
Legal fees associated with writing us a letter would have been minimal, if any at all. And I have the receipts as to why we sent this to him in the first place, after around 6 years of no communication in this way. December 14th, we had one amendment to our Rule 202 petition. Not quite the exhausting of the court, as Jared made it seem.
What are you talking about? Not the exhausting of the court. It had been apparently 6 years, not 5. I was wrong. He left earlier. 6 years after he left, you want to look at his phone, and you're filing addendums to the fucking original filing. You don't understand. That's the psychotic behavior, Jerry. Not, hey, we only did something twice. That's not burying him in legal. 6 years later, you're still making him go to court. That's burying him in legal shit. You fucking twat. Do you know who still tries to bury people with legal bills 6 years after they fucking escaped that person? Crazy people! I know from experience. It can be 6 years after you broke free from something, and these demons will still try to drag you down and bury you. I empathize with Jared 1,000% on that one.
That we were trying to bully him with the law. March 15th, that 202 expired. March 26th, Jared releases his video.
This guy looks like a problem.
Jared, like I said, was raising money for a lawsuit that didn't even exist until this morning. It now exists.
Yes. Thus why he had the GoFundMe. Hey, this guy's doing an Indiegogo for a movie that isn't even being made yet. You fucking dolt. Hey, this guy's raising money for a documentary that's not even filmed. Yeah, sometimes people like to be paid up front, you fucking douche. God, this guy sucks at this.
Because Jared has shown that he will continue to violate his NDA to be a part of this scheme to assimilate damaging PR assets to put pressure on Stephen in the divorce.
So now, okay, so Steven Crowder's wife, who has been verbally, at least we know just verbally, we don't know any other ways, verbally abused by this man. She's now conspiring with Jared. This is what Gerald's saying. She's conspiring with Jared Monroe to damage Steven Crowder so that the divorce goes poorly. Gerald, you guys keep fucking with this dude. What did you think would happen? You kept fucking with him until he reached his breaking point. That's what happened. God, I hate that Steven Crowder.
I'll show you all the receipts, guys. It's there. He's actively flirted with violations in the past, and now he's involving himself in a private divorce for which he was recruited.
No, he's not. He wants to remove the NDA so he can say Steven Crowder's a piece of shit.
To leverage the company as part of this long-standing plan. And I'm going to say it over and over again to make sure you guys understand. We've been living with this for the last year and a half. The plan is to assimilate damaging PR assets and wage a negative publicity campaign against Stephen. Per Hillary's father. Here come the receipts.
Hey, chickens meet the roost, Gerald. The chickens are coming home to roost.
I hate being in this position, guys.
Oh, yeah, you seem like it, you dead-eyed sociopath. You really hate... I bet she was thinking before he went on, oh, what would really make people feel sympathy for me? Oh, what would really manipulate people's heartstrings to make them think I wasn't enjoying this? Oh, I really hate being in this position, guys. Oh, that's good. I should do that.
Gives me no pleasure to go down this road.
Fuck you.
I am being forced to go down this road by
Steven Crowder? I don't believe you.
Their actions to defend this company, to defend the over 30 employees that work for this company. I am not a guy that picks a fight. But if you tell me by your actions, by ignoring easy off-ramps, easy opportunities to do the right thing, that you are not going to stop coming after me and coming after this company and coming after the employees that work here, and that put blood, sweat, and tears into this business, if you tell me my choice is to fight you or let them be taken out, I am absolutely going to step up and fight for them.
Why, you oughta. Look out, guys. Gerald's gonna fight like hell with Crowder's wife. You guys are pathetic, man. You guys are so full of shit, your eyes are brown, as my grandfather used to say. His audience fucking buys this, don't they? That's the thing with these cult programs. A show like ours where we let people just kind of think for themselves, a lot of them just end up hating my guts. That's fine. Because I don't want a show like this or any of those, you know what shows that are out there where they just have this sad, like, double-digit IQ gay cult. And it's just pathetic. And they can just say this shit where the outside world would see it and they'd go, wow, this person's a fucking douchebag. This person's a sociopath. And then but their audience watches it and they go, wow, he's so brave the way he's fighting.
Every time. We tried to do this the right way.
Yeah.
It's frustrating for me. But you need to know the truth. And that's what's coming out today. All of this information's publicly available. Court documents, not opinion. Not saying I have receipts and not providing them. I'm providing them for you right now. By the way, this is the court filing for Jared. We'll be releasing that so everybody can have access to it. Of course, taking steps to redact personal information because we would never want to dox anyone. Here is Hillary's father in a group text thread to the family. And it's a message that was liked by Hillary. The type of team I want. They understand right-wing media. They are familiar with who Stephen is and that world and the things that would destabilize him. Remember that word, destabilize. Fully understand and agree that Hillary's goals are...
Yeah, it looks like this guy's kind of a piece of shit. How you guys doing? Hey, Frank the Crusader back again. Yeah, I heard this cunt Crowder. Sorry about my chainmail, by the way. I was just doing battle with a filthy muzzy in the streets of Antioch. Boy, did I send him back to Muhammad. God wills it. Anywho, I see this Crowder guy, right? And I tell you, this Crowder guy, we'd burn him at the stake for crimes against God because, Leviticus. Am I right? Little Deuteronomy for this guy, if I ain't lying. Anywho, I figured I'd give it a whack at this thing. So who's this half a mo guy who's talking on here? This Leviticus-looking motherfucker. He's on here. He's white knighting for old Crowder. Let me tell you something. You know what I really like about Crowder is that he's a good, honorable, stand-up guy who's just defending himself. By taking private communications and showing them on his show for millions of people to watch to show you he's really the good guy in this whole thing because these other people are just privately talking with each other. I'm starting to think that maybe this Crowder guy might be an absolute piece of shit. Hey, this guy wants you to release him from his NDA so he can maybe say, hey, I had a really bad experience that gave me some anxiety. Now, I don't know what anxiety is. I mean, hell, I've raised the ramparts of Acre. So I don't really know. I've taken out Priscilla here, and I've pierced the heart of Muhammad myself. So I don't know. When he talks about anxiety, to me, anxiety is, it's a park in Damascus. What do I know? Anyway, this Crowder feller, right? Total piece of shit. But he's convinced he's doing the right thing. I got to say, he's like Godfrey of Bouillon. He and I have had our differences. He always would say God wills it. And I'm like, I don't know. How come all these things God's willing is making you richer? Yeah, you start to worry about people. But I'll tell you this. The Duke of Taranto, he was all right. I like that guy. Godfrey of Bouillon, you got to watch that dude. Baldwin, now he was a guy. Baldwin of, the place. Any rate, Crowder's a piece of shit. This guy wants to lift his NDA so he can talk freely. So Crowder goes, why don't I show a bunch of private emails from my wife? Well, at least you're not a vindictive asshole. I tell you what, this Crowder, You know, there's people I hate. You know, I got a lot of enemies. I don't know if you know this, traversing the Holy Land like I have. I've made a lot of enemies, right? Some of my enemies, I hate them with the heat of 1,000 burning crosses. You catch my drift? But some of them I respect. It's just, you know, people who got caught up on the other side of the battlefield. Let me tell you something. There's a lot of Nur-al-Dins out there, and there's a lot of Saladins out there. I know Saladin. This Crowder is no Saladin, my friend. He's Saladon, if you catch me.
And expectations for the outcome of this divorce are reasonable and attainable. Not necessarily according to Texas family law precedent, but by employing a media/Brian Friedman and PR strategy that will significantly threaten this public persona and brand.
Yeah, I mean, what a bunch of assholes they are, using shit that shows you're a piece of garbage and using that to show people so they think less of you. Wow, what a bunch of assholes. I tell you what, this reminds me a lot when Emperor Alexis asked us for his help, asked us to help him, excuse me. So we go over there to the Byzantine Empire, right? And we take out a bunch of Seljuk Turks and take some land, and we go, you know what? We should get this land. And then the Byzantines, Alexis comes in and goes, hey, thanks for winning that for me. And I said, no, wait a minute. I kind of give a hoot about what you're talking about here, old Alex. I think this belongs to the Crusaders. He said, who are the Crusaders? And I said, me and Priscilla are the Crusaders. You want to talk now? That seemed to satisfy his curiosity. It's kind of how I feel about this Crowder fella. These people have territory on Crowder, and they want to show people the territory on Crowder, and Crowder's like, no, that should be mine. Because if you play that for people, they might think I'm a piece of shit. And they're like, well, you're kind of a piece of shit.
That's
was
from
2022.
Hillary's. Yes. This has been the plan from the beginning, guys.
Oh, my. All right. So I promised you guys Frank, so I got that done. Hold on a minute. I got to. Oh, this fucking asshole. Give me 1 second here. It's real chainmail, by the way. Shit's heavy. I'm doing this in a Crusader tunic. What the fuck is wrong with me? Anyway. This is from 2022. This doesn't mean that Not Gay Jared's going to make a video in 2 years. They're trying to make it look like Jared's in cahoots with Steven's ex-wife and they're working together. This is pathetic.
This is what we have been dealing with behind the scenes and not commenting on. We'll get to Brian Friedman here in just a second, but this is where Jared gets involved. After 6 years of no communication, Jared gets roped into Hillary's plan, gets involved in this plan.
Oh, yeah? How? I'm excited.
February 17th of 2023. And just leave that overlay up for me. Hillary and Jared met in Atlanta to discuss their strategy, and they took this picture. How He Changed My Mind. I guess a proposed book that Hillary would like to write to apply more pressure to Stephen.
Wow. I love how Steven Crowder gets to treat people like shit and then make them sign NDAs. Steven Crowder treats his wife like shit, and she's like, I want to write a book about what a monster he is. And he goes, oh, you're trying to manipulate the court, and you're trying to do this. Like, no, I'm trying to tell the story of what you are. And by the way, I have tickets for the aquarium at 2 p.m. We'll pick y'all up at the airport. Figured we could take you to check into at your hotel if you wanted to and grab food before getting to the fish. Oh, that's so sweet. Thanks. Perfect. Did you ever think that instead of him being roped into your divorce, that maybe Jared and his wife became friends with Steven's wife while Jared worked for Steven as long as he did? That maybe Hillary and Jared's wife became friendly? And they still hang out because she's not the piece of shit in the divorce he is, so they sided with her. You know that happens, Gerald, but go ahead. Continue with your grand conspiracy of how they met, and then Jared released a video, boom, 13 months later. I mean, that is, boy, I mean, just perfect.
February 20th, per Jared's text messages, any scenario where Hillary and I team up is the end of him, meaning Stephen. It is his worst nightmare. Watch the real fear enter his eye when Tim asks the question.
Yeah. He's saying if you and I ever team up, we could fucking bury this guy. And you know why, Gerald? Because he's done enough to both of them to want them to bury him. That doesn't mean they're working together. People say shit like that. So, Gerald, I got news for you. If you treat people like garbage, they might want to take you down. Something to think about. Why don't you guys turn that powerful magnifying glass inward on yourselves? I said inward.
All been going on behind the scenes.
Oh, wow. You got him.
Can you believe the actions of people that are out in public saying they're trying to do the right thing?
How do you not see the manipulation in this? Do you not see how terrible they're being to us, poor us? Holy shit. I'm going to go to the chat for a little bit because we're running out of time. I wouldn't mind doing more of this tonight if you wanted to. Oh, wow. I'm so far behind in the chat. Frank the Crusader rated Dumbaskis. No, Dumbaskis. Wait a minute. Mr. Approachable says, how much for you to do an extra 30? I can't. I do have to run. I do have to get out and do some stuff today because I couldn't yesterday. I'm sorry. Bobby Baloney says, you can't talk shit about me. I have a brand. That's about it. Eaton Clam says, fast forward 5 years when Aaron is screaming insanely about April and Johnny plotting against him. Hey, shit.